Hi, welcome, enjoy the contents, subscribe and turn on notifications.
Every prison has blind spots, ours was the laundry room. My name doesn't matter. Where I am now doesn't matter either. But what I'm about to tell you is 100% true. I escaped prison in 2024. Not with violence. Not with a riot. With a dirty laundry cart. Let's rewind to the start. I was sentenced to 6 years for aggravated burglary. Not proud of it, but it wasn't as clear-cut as the court made it sound. I wasn't armed. No one got hurt. But they threw the book at me. 6 years in Midland Correctional Facility, a medium-security prison in the middle of nowhere, Texas. The first few months nearly broke me. Cold food. No sleep. You eat, move, and breathe when you're told. The only time I felt human was during laundry duty. I got lucky landing that job. It wasn't glamorous, but I worked quietly in the laundry room, a wide, dim space filled with heat, steam, and the constant churn of machines. We handled everything: uniforms, bedding, kitchen towels. Every day, massive steel carts rolled in, overflowing with filthy clothes. And every evening, after hours of folding and sorting, those same carts went right back out, some sent to other blocks, others wheeled to the delivery gate for pickup. Here's what caught my eye: nobody checked the inside of those carts. Not thoroughly. The guards might peek, kick a few towels, then wave them through. Especially during late shifts. And that's when the thought hit me: what if I hid inside one of them? I didn't jump at it right away. That would have been suicide. But the seed had been planted. Every day, as I wheeled carts back and forth, I studied the routes, the timing, the guards' moods. I noticed patterns. Officer Daniels, the guy at the South Corridor, was lazy. He barely looked up from his phone when carts passed. Officer Hale, the one at the back dock, smoked during shift change and always disappeared for a few minutes. And on Wednesdays, the cart headed to the outside laundry contractor was picked up 30 minutes earlier than usual, right when there were the fewest eyes watching. That's when it became real. I remember looking at one of the carts that day, rusty, creaky wheels, reeking of sweat and soap, and whispering to myself, "That's my way out." From that moment, everything changed. I wasn't just folding clothes anymore. I was preparing a route. Watching shadows. Listening to guard chatter like it was gospel. Every pile of sheets, every push of a cart became part of my blueprint. They thought I was just another inmate on laundry duty. Quiet. Obedient. But I was building my escape. One dirty towel at a time. I spent 3 months planning the escape. 3 months pretending I was just another obedient inmate, while inside, I was engineering one of the most silent prison breaks you'll ever hear about. The laundry cart was my coffin, and my chariot. The first thing I had to do was figure out how long I could stay hidden inside one without panicking, passing out, or getting crushed. So I practiced. Every night after shift, I'd sneak into the corner where old carts were stacked and climb inside one. I'd cover myself in uniforms and count minutes in my head. The longest I lasted that first week? 6 minutes. Claustrophobia is real. The heat, the stink, the absolute silence, it eats at you. But I pushed through. By the end of month 1, I could lie still for over 20 minutes without flinching. That's how long it took to get from the laundry room to the back loading dock. Every escape needs a weak link in the system. Mine came in the form of Devin, a skinny, jumpy 19-year-old who worked with me in the laundry room. He was in for stealing catalytic converters, nothing violent. He respected me because I never bullied him like the others. One day, I sat next to him during our break and whispered, "Ever dream of disappearing?" He stared at me. Didn't speak. But the next day, he asked, "What would you need?" That was it. He was in. His job was simple: help stack towels in a way that created space inside the cart, and most importantly, cover me just right. Not too much weight. Not too little. Not suspicious. The second helper wasn't a person, it was timing. On Wednesdays, a contractor named Old Ron picked up the laundry cart for external washing. He wasn't a guard. He didn't carry a weapon. Just drove an old prison van, smoked like a chimney, and hated everyone. Ron never checked carts. Just opened the van doors, dragged them in, and drove off. The guards trusted him to make it to the cleaning facility 2 miles out. And the south gate, where he exited, was manned by only one officer during shift change. I tested this 3 weeks in a row. Ron always came early. Always alone. Always in a rush. It was perfect. We picked cart 47. Slightly larger than the others, with one loose wheel that squeaked if you pushed too hard, but manageable. Devon padded the bottom with folded blankets, and I cut small breathing holes in the side using a sharpened spoon. We tested it during normal runs, just to make sure the guards didn't notice anything odd. No one did. We even painted over the breathing holes with black soap dye so they wouldn't catch the light. The week before the escape, disaster nearly struck. Officer Hale, the smoker, came back from break early. He caught Devon pushing a dummy cart into the staging area, our test run. "What's this doing here?" he barked. Devon froze. I was watching from inside. My heart nearly stopped. Devon muttered, "I thought they wanted it prepped early." Hale rolled his eyes. "You're not paid to think, kid." Then, he walked away. That night, Devon looked at me and said, "We're either geniuses, or we're gonna die in that cart." I laughed. But not because it was funny. Because it was true. The night before the escape, I didn't sleep. I folded towels in silence. Devon did the same. We shared one nod at the end of the shift. Tomorrow. I smuggled a small razor blade in my waistband. Not as a weapon, but in case I got stuck and needed to slice my way out. I said a silent prayer to no one in particular. Then I laid down on my bunk, stared at the ceiling. And waited for Wednesday. Wednesday. The word echoed in my chest like a drumbeat. The day everything would either go right, or end in solitary confinement for the rest of my life. I reported for laundry duty like always. No shaking hands. No suspicious eyes. Just folded towels, piles of uniforms, and the same dead clock ticking on the wall. At 2:45 p.m., Devon gave the signal. The cart was ready. Cart number 47, slightly bigger, slightly dirtier, filled halfway with blankets and towels that reeked of mold and sweat. I stepped behind the row of washers, heart hammering. I peeled off my top layer of prison clothes and stuffed them deep under the blankets. Beneath, I wore plain gray thermal wear, neutral enough to pass as industrial if anyone got a glimpse. 2:59 p.m. "Now," Devon whispered. I climbed in. The cart was warm. Wet. Suffocating. I folded myself into it like origami, twisting my body into an impossible shape. Devon placed a layer of uniforms over me, just enough to cover me but still keep air moving through the tiny holes I had carved in the side. Then the lid came down. Time warped. 5 seconds felt like 5 minutes. I tried not to breathe too loud. I tried not to move at all. And then, wheels. Squeak. Roll. Squeak. Roll. We were moving. I heard footsteps. 2 pairs. Muffled voices. "This one going out?" "Yeah, old Ron's running late." A pause. Then a sound that nearly made me vomit. The lid creaked open. I stopped breathing. A gloved hand rustled the towels above me. Not deep. Just a surface shuffle. Then. Jesus, that stinks. Laughter. Good. Less laundry for me. The lid shut. And the cart moved again. I felt a bump as the cart rolled down the loading dock ramp. Cold air rushed through the holes. Then metal. The slam of a van door. Then silence. I counted to 60. Twice. Then I felt it, the engine roared to life. We were moving. I don't know how long that ride lasted. Could have been 10 minutes or 30. I was sweating, panicking, swallowing nausea. Every time the van turned, I braced my body to stay still. I didn't dare move. Then, the van stopped. Silence. The door opened. Voices. Clanging. A beep. Another bump. The cart was being wheeled again. I prayed the contractor wouldn't check inside. I prayed harder than I ever had in my life. And then. Freedom. At the far end of the laundry service warehouse, the driver parked the cart with others. They were left unattended for just a minute. That's all I needed. I pushed the lid open, slow. Peeked out. No one. I climbed out, filthy, shaking, half-collapsed on the cold floor. I sprinted for the back exit, ducked behind dumpsters, hopped a fence, and ran across a muddy field in socks. A car was waiting at the edge of the road. Devon had arranged it, through someone on the outside. A woman I didn't know. She drove without asking a single question. Now. I live under a different name, in a different state. No phones. No photos. No real trace. They didn't notice I was gone until the 5 p.m. dinner count. By the time they rolled back the footage, I was already 3 states away. No sirens. No alarms. Just a dirty laundry cart and a dream. I escaped prison in 2024. And no one noticed, until it was too late.